Romance languages explained. Explained by me, Java Learn. So, what are the Romance languages? Well, in no particular order, the languages are French, Italian, Romanian, Portuguese, and European Spanish. Mind you, Latin Spanish is a different dialect. No surprise there. But just for the purpose of the lulz, let us play the grunge flags of each country. You have Portugal, then you have France, you have Spain and Romania, and finally Italialand. So throughout the rest of this video, I'm going to be featuring Romanian a lot. Romanian is the closest you're going to get to Latin in terms of a modern, non-dead language. Take a look at the translation from English to Romanian. Now look at the transliteration. Salut mai faci. I mean, if you look at this map taken from the mean Istas Romans, you can see that the Roman Empire stretched from Asia Minor all the way to the Atlantic, greatly expanding the Latin language. But if you want to look at this in a much more interesting way, look at the Roman Empire in all of its provincial glory. Quite a lot, as you obviously can assume. But if you compare Romanian to Latin, you can see it looks quite similar. But if you compare the same Latin phrase to French, you see quite a bit of differences. Okay, so according to the Encyclopedia Britannica, a Romance language is a language derived from Vulgar Latin. But Vulgar Latin is an extremely difficult thing to untangle. Just look, it's a bottomless, depressingly, horrifyingly odd well of untangleable things. I mean, just take a look at the various lists of Romance languages that are not very popular. I mean, basically, a Romance language has a lot of accent marks. But just take a look at Bolognese. I mean, there's proof that is that. But, I mean, this concept deserves its own video. But, I mean, we're explaining Romance languages, not Vulgar Latin. The Romance languages list is scarily large enough, as you just saw, to take a screenshot of. But, it includes a lot of accent marks? Yeah, I guess. But look at the sentence. What's your name? My name is Java Learn. And then translate that to Romanian. A Romanian tongue person would be happy to spell it like that. But if you take the same sentence and translate it to French, you can see that, oddly enough, there's no accent marks. But take a look at Europe and the Schengen area. These language borders are as open as the Schengen. But Romania, excluding that, is not very open, but is going to become by legal obligations. What about German? I mean, you can see that German languages are very difficult to untangle. I mean, German is derived from a contraction of Greek and Latin themselves, and that's why German words can be so abruptly harsh. English is not too far off this, of course. After all, it was the Germanic settlers who drove out the Vikings, and who pushed the people westward to Wales and Ireland. But if you want to get a taste of original English, look at Welsh and Gaelic. I mean, you can see Gaelic there, and Welsh there. I don't speak of any of those languages, but just look at Diaduit. I mean, I don't know if that's the way you said, or those ways underneath it is correct. Well, in its pure form, I'm just going to use Diaduit. But if you go to the capital of the Netherlands, Amsterdam, there's always going to be that one guy who doesn't speak English on the sidewalk. Okay? Yeah. But what are the Romance languages? Well, even if the boundaries not defined by international borders are not really the language boundaries, then how would you be able to say it? Well, the reason what defines a Romance language is if it's able to mold, change with the landscape, climb its way up the gangplank of the ever-changing scenery of languages. Thank you for watching.